and I answer them to the best of my ability.
To the best of your ability, or we take outside. No. To give you an easy one to start with, have you been enjoying yourself at Comicon, and what do you get out? What's the appeal of events like this for you?
Okay, and would you prefer me to camera or to you?
You can look at whoever's talking because we'll all fire stuff in.
Okay. I got in yesterday, and everyone has been amazing and kind and lovely, and I want to speak like them and sound posh, but I don't. I just sound like this. So I'm just trying to throw in British words and phrases wherever I can, like Lou. Where's the Lou? How is that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Just needs a bit more of a stiff upper lip.
Yeah. Lou. I've got to use the Lou. I can't do it.
Is your British passport?
Yes. Oh my God, that would have been great when I went through the passport line. But no, I'm loving it. I haven't been to London in many years, and I'm very excited to actually get to see more of the city and hang out and meet more nice people.
And when you do meet those nice people, are there common questions you get, common things you've worked on that they always want to bring up, or characters they want to talk about?
Well, that's what's been so surprising. So this is my first day at my first UK con, and I wasn't sure which shows were even aired here. So I was really, obviously Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I knew that they would know about, but there's been shows like Shaman King and Slayers and Kirby and just a whole bunch of shows that people are either bringing me things to sign or I have items to sign, and I love that those shows did well here and were watched here. It's so cool. Unfortunately, you guys don't have Toonami, and I'm hoping you get it soon because there's so many good shows that I know you guys would love. So fingers crossed that happens soon.
We had a conversation on Twitter once. I don't know if you remember me from this. Yes, I asked you I had a conversation with you and asked you what your advice would be for someone starting in the voiceover industry. So I'm going to ask it again to get it live in person.
Was I nice?
You were very nice,
okay,
actually.
Good.
And you also referred me to your page, so I did that as well.
Okay.
So basically the same question. For someone starting out in the voiceover industry, what would if you had any advice, what would the advice be to them?
Well, I'm going to give the answer I kind of always give. Sorry, everybody. First of all, you're an actor. At the end of the day, it's another acting job. It just happens that you can work in your pajamas, but it's an acting job. So acting training, voice training, improv training are the three major things that I would recommend. Watch a lot of, if you want to be a commercial voice actor, watch the commercials. Don't fast forward. Don't watch them illegally on, something. Watch the commercials. Watch anime. Watch cartoons. Just hear what's trending and all that. There are some amazing websites. D. Bradley Baker is an amazing voice actor who has a website where he gives advice. Steve Bloom is another amazing voice actor. He has a Facebook page called Blumvox, where different people who are trying to get into the industry all communicate and talk to each other and give advice. For me, it's a little different. I started when I was a kid, so it's hard for me to tell someone now how to get in, but I do know that at the core of all of my work is my training. And when I'm having trouble in the booth finding something, or, oh gosh, I have to, I just came from one job where I'm playing a neurotic 10-year-old girl, and now I have to go to this other job where I'm a kick-ass soldier. I have to switch gear. That's where all your training kicks in switching your mindset and just fully going into whatever character you need to go into. So training, and then research. I mean, it's funny how often I get asked questions by my friends who want to get into it about things that are like really easy to Google. So just sit down at that computer, how to be a voice actor, and you'll be amazed at what you find, and a lot of it is really good advice. Sorry if that's a cop-out, but it really is true, yeah.
It's great, especially because I feel like a lot of people tend to want to get into that kind of work, but don't know how to even set their foot in it.
Well, a lot of people think that it's an easy way to make money. And they say things like, how do I sign up to do that? Instead, I don't want to be a real actor. I just want to be a voice actor. And I have to say, I'm not offended, but you have to be careful how you say that to some people, because it's it's almost, in some ways I find it harder because I don't have, I can't roll my eyes to show that, there's things that you can't use your face to say, so it's all in your voice, and that's trickier sometimes.
And it's a fun one. It's like when most people usually say to me, "Oh, I want to try acting out because, I want to earn loads of money being an actor." I'm like, that's not happening. I barely make wage. What are you talking about?
Right, and the industry's changed so much too, with so many different ways of earning a living as an actor. And I say earning a living in quotes because, podcasters and short films, it's great. You can go make your own stuff now and be discovered that way, but it's not necessarily the money that people used to think of when they thought, I'll just be an actor and money will pour down on me. So yeah, the industry has definitely changed, and very lucky to ever be working. I never take it for granted.
Well, segue into other ways that you make money. You have your own Etsy shop, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that, because it's a fun little thing.
You guys, I started making jewelry as a hobby because when I work on voiceover projects, I'm kind of just a cog in that wheel. Someone was just asking about the Digimon movie, and I said, I have no idea what it's about, because I went in, I read my lines. They don't have time to explain the whole thing to me. They don't give me a script to read. I'm such a teeny tiny part of a whole production. So I started making jewelry as a hobby because I could be part of the whole thing. And then I started branching out. People were like, well, why don't you make Pokemon jewelry? And I'm like, all right. And it's just really fun. And again, it's about the completion of it. It's really unsatisfying. I love my job, but it is unsatisfying to not know how a story ends, or know, even just getting a copy of some of our work is difficult. So that's my Etsy story. It's called Loop Delay Jewelry. Check it out.
I do constantly, because I know it's promoted on your Facebook page. So.
In terms of that work, obviously, like I say, some of the roles you're only in touch with briefly and they don't stay with you. Others, particularly ones you get to revisit, I imagine do mean a lot to you. So which of the characters, which of the projects that really have stuck with you that mean the most to you?
Well, obviously Pokemon, because I did it for so many years, and I got to play so many roles on it that it just holds a really special place in my heart. The ones that I remember, though, that do stick with you are the ones where you get to do a cast recording. So often I'm in the booth alone, again, just doing my part. I don't know what else is happening. But when you do a group recording, I did a show for Cartoon Network called Generator Rex. It was by the Ben 10 guys. And first of all, it was incredible just to be part of the entire episode and hear everything. But I was also in a room. It was one of those moments where you pinch yourself. The cast was John DiMaggio, who's here, Mark Hamill, Troy Baker, Daryl Spar. Oh my God, I'm going to forget. J.K. Simmons, Gray Delisle, who's now Gray Griffin. I hope I said that right. It was an acting class for me. I felt like I just learned so much. And again, that stays with you because you're hearing the whole production and you're hearing everything, whereas dubbing is just a different process. So.
And following from that, when you were playing Cersei,
yes,
is there anything you kind of wish you did with her before the series finished? Because you played quite. And
then it kind of went away. Yeah. I know. Well, the truth is, every time I play a role, I wish I had done something different. Because if I listen to it, I'm like, oh, why did I say it like that? I wish we had gotten more closure. I wish kind of just the storyline with Rex and Cersei had maybe had a little more closure. Because I know that fans did want to see certain things. Yeah. Again, we're just such a cog in that wheel. But if I had my druthers, yes, of course, I would have liked to see them go off and get married and had a spin-off show with their children. But alas. So yeah, I loved that show. And I only worked on a few episodes, but I would have liked to see just some conclusion to their relationship. Yes.
Speaking of the group casting with Troy Baker, Mark Hamill, and John DiMaggio.
Oh my God.
We just previously had an interview with Kevin Conroy, and he was just talking about his experience with Mark Hamill and how he's just he's this force that just he stares at you. Do you have the same experience as well?
I had a very weird experience. I tell this story all the time, and first of all, I was next to him, and I'm just trying not to geek out, right? I mean, I was gonna say Kevin's over it. Kevin's probably wasn't geeking out like I was, but he's got an incredible energy and then an incredible stillness, which was what's so interesting when I saw him in this last film. His stillness was what impressed me, because when you talk to him, he's got so much energy, and it's incredible. But my Mark Hamill story, because I'm a dork. So when you're in the booth, especially a group recording, you have to be very quiet. And Mark was reading a newspaper, which is perfectly acceptable because you have a lot of downtime. And it's before everyone had iPads they were reading on. And I guess he didn't realize that he was making a little bit of noise. And they said, "Tara, please stop rustling your papers." And I didn't want to tell on Luke Skywalker and get him in trouble. So I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't think I was. I'll be careful." And it kept happening. And I'm like, and he's just engrossed in his reading. And I don't know what to do, because again, as like a fan, you don't want to, it was so awkward. And again, I love him so much, and he was obviously, he was not doing it to be malicious or to get me in trouble, but I was kind of the newbie who didn't want to seem unprofessional by rustling their papers. So my experience was very different than Kevin's with him. And then I finally went back months later, and I was like, "You guys, just so you know, it wasn't me, it was Mark rustling the papers." And they were like, "What are you talking about? We don't remember that at all." So yes, that was my experience, but also just his vocal range is phenomenal, and just a learning experience watching him. But no, very different than Kevin's. But I'll have to ask him about that.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
You know I have to say Bulbasaur.
Yes.
Look, he's number one for a reason. He's adorable. He's the best starter. I don't care what anyone says. I get fans tell me, "I like Bulbasaur, but he's not the best starter." I'm like, okay, first of all, I didn't invent him. But yes, come on, you have to go with Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, yep.
I'm going to have to let you go now. Sorry.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah.